What is going on, everybody? Welcome back, Dudes Who Bet Daily, December 8, 2022. I got to say, sometimes when you walk in front of a freight train, you get run over, and that is what it felt like for my Avalanche last night. The Bruins are on fire, Aaron. It's just ridiculous.
They look amazing. I was texting with Dr. Tang, and he's like, they're just too good. I was like, yeah, that's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
That was a tight game. It was close for a minute, and then when Boston scored, the floodgates opened. You know what? I got hit by a train too last night, by an unexpected train at that, because the New York Rangers absolutely dominated Vegas last night in every way. So, yeah, we picked two hockey games, and we got beat by a combined 9-1.
Yeah, laying a goal and a half in one of those is tough when combined we only score one goal. Not good for you. Not good for your chances of getting the W. I wish, you know what? I wish the Rangers won 9-0 and the Avs won 1-0, because then at least we would have cashed one of them, right?
It's true. Yeah,
Papa coming through. Nice little money line parlay yesterday, starting off the week at 1 and 2. Jumping into a pretty busy day here of Thursday action. Let's actually start out with some college basketball. We haven't done much of college basketball here, but two games between with a ranked team playing each one. I think they're both kind of interesting here. Rutgers headed into Ohio State. Rutgers coming off of a win last time out as well, knocking off number 10 Indiana. Now headed to Ohio State. Ohio State 25th in the nation, laying 6.5 here. Total at 136. Papa dude, any interest in playing this Rutgers Ohio State game tonight?
Well, that's part of my parlay.
Oh, well, there we go. All right. Well, we'll move right past it to Aaron then. Aaron, Rutgers, Ohio State, who you got?
I think Ohio State gets it done tonight. And since it's part of Papa Dude's parlay, I think I better pick Ohio State to win this game. It's a big game. And, the Big Ten already getting into conference play. We'll talk about another one. I'm guess. Well, no, that's not a Big Ten game, but with a Big Ten team. But anyway, starting to get into conference play. And like you said, Rutgers already played a game, but I'll take Ohio State at home tonight. I think they're going to win.
Well, let me go ahead and comment on it.
Go ahead, Papa Dude.
Because this one does scare me. I had a hard time again today trying to find something to bet. So you guys got wiped out on hockey last night, and I would have too had I bet that. And I do have a hockey game tonight. I feel pretty sound on, but I don't know if anything's sound in hockey right now. So, you guys had logical parlay or logical bets last night that just collapsed. And finally, one of my logical ones came in, and it was relatively easy. Mm-hmm. And that has not been happening. So I felt, I finally hit one. Because when I made that bet, this has got to come in. This has to. And it hasn't been happening. So finally a logical one came in. But anyway, back to this game. Rutgers is really good. And that's what worries me in this one. But the odds are that Ohio State's going to beat them at home. In college basketball, your blue bloods, and Ohio State is a blue blood in college basketball as well as football, usually win at home against a team like Rutgers. But Rutgers is very talented, and I'm not sure Ohio State's as good as they have been. So this is a little scary tonight, and if you would want to play, last time I looked, it was 6.5, I think. Mm-hmm. I would take Rutgers plus 6.5, and I think Ohio State's going to win. That's what I would do tonight.
I would lay it with Ohio State here. I think this is going to be a tough emotional spot for Rutgers, coming back off beating number 10 Indiana. Ohio State's only two losses to, I believe it's Duke and San Diego State, both top 25 teams. So the two losses aren't bad from Ohio State. Get a true home game here. I think Ohio State has a good shot of covering this one. Flip over to the other college hoops game here, Papa Dude. Iowa State heading into Iowa. Iowa laying 4 as the unranked team at home here in this rivalry game. Who do you like here, Iowa State?
I love Iowa State in this one. I think they're better. I don't know what this is a rivalry like any other in-state schools. I don't know what the history of that is on the other team's home court. I didn't look that up. From what I've seen out of it, I was good, and I don't have the guts to bet Iowa State, but I think Iowa State might be a little bit better than them. So if I was going to bet it, I'd take Iowa State tonight.
Iowa State has a win over then number 1 North Carolina. So they've faced some good programs and gotten the job done. I like the 4 points with Iowa State tonight. Aaron, did you play the game?
I'm going to go Iowa State money line. I think they're going to win outright tonight. I really like the Cyclones team. I think they got one of the better coaches in the country. Really, really like their coach. So I think Iowa State gets it done tonight. If you don't want to play money line, just take that +4 like you guys were talking about. You want to be on a little bit more of the safer side. but I think the Cyclones are better than the Hawkeyes.
Yeah, total sitting at just 138. So the 4 points does matter in this one. I think that makes a difference, makes you a little more comfortable toward the end. NHL, interesting night here. I mean, we've got a lot of pretty good games. We've got 4 games, 5 games, I'm sorry, 3 of the 5 with both teams with winning records here. Let's talk about the Los Angeles Kings headed into the Toronto Maple Leafs. This puck drops at 7. Toronto laying minus 178, total sitting at 6. Kings have struggled on the road so far, Papa. Did they will turn it around here in Toronto tonight?
I don't think so. I traditionally those West Coast teams don't do great when they come east, and Toronto's a pretty tough place to come and play. I don't care who you are. I looked at that one a lot, but the Kings aren't bad, so I couldn't really use it as a best bet. But no, I don't think they win tonight. I've got to go with Toronto.
Aaron, who are you taking? Kings or the Leafs?
I'm going to take the Leafs, and I'm going to take the over. The Kings can really score, and that kind of makes you a little bit nervous, but I do think the Leafs are better. So I'll take Toronto and the over in that one.
Let's talk about one more game before we move on, Aaron. I know you're going to comment on all the games tonight in a way. Let's talk about the Jets and the Blues. The Jets 16-7 heading into St. Louis, 12-14. I was surprised the Jets were just a small favorite tonight, minus 115. The Blues minus 105. Look, I've watched this Blues team enough. I'd kind of lay it with the Jets here at minus 115. Aaron, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, the odds really surprised me, and I was kind of waiting for the Blues. I saw it last night, and they're at minus 105, and they haven't changed. I was kind of waiting for the Blues to get plus money, and then that would have been the best bet today, because the Blues are going to win, and I don't think it'll be close. I would definitely. I wish the Blues were minus 1.5, so we could get like plus 200. That'd be amazing. I would say Blues probably get 5 goals tonight, and the Jets get 0. 5-0 Blues over the Jets tonight.
Jeez, that's quite the prediction, Papa Dude. I'm going to go ahead and take the Jets and continue my anti-Blues bandwagon. Who you got, Papa Dude?
Well, it ain't going to be 5-0. I'll tell you. Because our goalie, whoever it is going to give up at least 4. So I'd take the over tonight. It's 6.
Yeah.
I see no way. I thought maybe that would be one of you guys' best bets, and that's why I didn't do it. So I don't see any way that score is less than 6, because I think the Blues to win are going to have to score 5. So,
well, we're getting 5. We're just going to get the shutout tonight.
Well, then it's going to go over if we
alternate puck line minus 1.5, Blues plus 225. Aaron,
pound it.
Yeah,
pound it. I don't see any way that's not going to happen tonight.
You don't really. No. Have you been watching the Blues?
Yes, I watch every second. We'll be good tonight.
I love the confidence. I love the confidence. Bennington will be back in net, so that should hopefully be a good thing, Papa Dude. No more guys out there, but
I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
What'd you say? I didn't get that.
Bennington's in the net today, but he's
been
awful.
That is
wonderful either.
Okay, definitely over. That guy can't stop. If I shot a puck from half, whatever you call it, from whatever. Center ice. I started to say half court. Center ice. He couldn't stop it. So
he could stop it. I love it. All right, let's head over to the NBA here. Clippers facing the Heat. This is really the best game tonight, and they're not wonderful basketball games. So we'll talk about the Clippers Heat. LA headed into Miami. Miami laying 6, total sitting at 213.5. Kind of like the under here. It's a lower total, but the Heat have been a under team all year. Papa Dude, any thoughts here on this Clippers Heat game?
I would take the Clippers plus 6 in this one. Heat are banged up. They're not playing very well. I like the under also. I could see like, I don't know, 105, 101, something like that.
All right.
So I like the Clippers tonight. I don't know if they win, but I'd take that plus 6.
What about you, Aaron?
Oh, boy. NBA. This is my favorite sport. Let's see. It's 6.
6.
I'll go Heat big.
Oh God, he's nuts. He's nuts today.
Heat big.
He's just out of control. You never know what you're going to get with Aaron. All right. Isaac wants us to answer one of his questions, so we're going to go with this one. We're going to kick it off with what's your favorite thing about Christmas? You first.
No, the lights, Christmas lights. I like to look at the Christmas lights.
Good answer. Definitely top 3. Aaron, what's your favorite thing about Christmas?
Presents.
That's a shitty answer, but we'll allow it. Christmas dinner. Okay. I live in a Slovakian family. We have a 12-course Christmas dinner with a mushroom soup. There's some breaded fish. It is freaking phenomenal. Padohis, if you've never had them, try them. They're delicious. I'm definitely going to go with Christmas dinner here as my favorite thing. All right, on to the race of the day. See, we knocked out the question too. We're going to head to Gulfstream Park, race number 8, mile and a 16th over the main track here. Interesting race to me. We got 2 scratches here, 2 defections, both the 6 Royal Luck and the 7 Brooklyn Strong out. Your favorite 9-5 on the morning line, Mish, for our friends over at C2 Racing Stable. Very cool stable. If you haven't checked them out, make sure you do. They own Way to Barrio as well. Niche coming in, going to try and go gate to wire here from that rail post. Pretty good draw. Second choice on the board is going to be Super Coronito for Andamar Sanchez. Hector Barrios gets the ride there. This one was hyped up. First start in the U.S. after coming over from Chile. Aaron, is this a 2-horse race? Do you like anyone else here?
2-horse race. The 5 gets the better of the 1. Super Cornito with the win here. I think second time out in the United States is really going to help this horse. Mish could be loose, but I think the 5 does have enough early speed to kind of keep that one in range. And then I think we'll be able to get the job done. So Super Cornito for me today. I think this is the horse to beat in this race. But yeah, other than the 1 and the 5, it does get a little bit sketchy. It's Gulfstream right now, and like we're getting some weird upsets. I don't think it's going to happen in this race.
All right, I am going to agree with you. I actually think it's going to be Mish. I think we're going to go gate to wire here with the 1. I think the 5 is the clear other threat. Let's talk about the 8 horse here. Jesus' team. There's a Jesus' team. I never know how to pronounce this one because I've heard it both ways on the track. Anyway, this horse was pretty well informed, goes overseas. Last 2 races has absolutely been ways away from it. But there are back races that get the job done here. You pick up Luis Saez today for Jose D'Angelo. Any interest in the 8 here, Jesus' team?
We are getting back to a little bit of a class drop. He was really bad last time out, but second off the layoff, like you said, no, he's going to have to prove it to be. He just has not been very good as of late. I know he's been in tough spots, but he just hasn't really been competitive in his last 3. I can't do it.
No, he to me is the one that's kind of your wild card in this spot, right? I mean, you could also talk about Clapton a little bit. It's going to come from off the pace, probably has a decent setup there. Those are the 2 that I think could scare him, but I do think it's going to be tough to get the job done for either of them.
I kind of, Jesus' team is definitely one you can root for. He used to be really, really consistent. He just fell off. And when that happens, especially when they get older, I need to see him, really perform well. You kind of mentioned it though. Saez is back aboard. That's a good sign.
And you mentioned the class too. We're in the right level now. So we'll see what can happen. We've got a pretty big weekend in some parts of the country in the horse racing world here. Papa Dude, I know how excited you are for Oaklawn Park.
Right.
What's your favorite thing about Oaklawn?
Oh my God. One thing. Well, my least favorite thing is betting it. That's for sure. Possible. I just love the atmosphere of Oaklawn. I love it's like a family. It's kind of like a little family down there. I don't know if Aaron would agree with me on that, but it's kind of like you get to know these people, like you get to know the workers. They're the same ones every year. It's just, I don't know. Maybe every racetrack's like that. And I go to this one more. I don't know, but it's just the whole atmosphere about it. And their program to get to the Triple Crown races is so good. The way they've got, set up. They've done this year after year after year. There's always great horses. You always have a chance to see the Kentucky Derby winner at Oaklawn. So
Aaron, favorite race on the schedule?
Oh, you have to go to the Arkansas Derby. That's a cop-out for sure. Personally, if you want to get personal, the Rebel has always been my favorite. I don't know why. That weekend, we always have the most fun. And I don't know why, we kind of do the same kind of stuff, but it seems like shit goes down that weekend for whatever reason. And so the Rebel would be my second. The Arkansas Derby was my first ever race, so that's always going to be special. But the Rebel is right there as well. And those 2 weekends there's really just nothing like it when you go. It's just like Papa Dude said, great atmosphere. Only Saratoga can kind of rival that atmosphere at Oakland on those big days.
I'll say one other thing. It's a good thing it's 5 hours away.
Yeah.
Because I would be one of those degenerates that are there every day.
Yeah, that's not a good thing then. That's a bad thing. You got to be closer by so you can make friends at the bar. Get the inside scoops down there. I've always loved the Apple Blossom. It seems like every year it's a great race for the older fillies. You get some really awesome horses there. I saw Zenyatta run in the Apple Blossom. I'll never forget that. I mean, just some wonderful races there, the Apple Blossom down at Oakland. So I love their turf racing too. That's the other thing. I love Oakland's turf racing. Top tier turf racing.
You're on a roll today. You're on a roll.
I'd make that joke.
Roll. That's good stuff.
Yeah. Who's got a better turf course, Churchill or Oakland?
Oakland. Oh, definitely Oakland. That infield's nice out there.
All right, let's head into the best bets of the day. We'll talk about Thursday Night Football here since I'm going to the Raiders, but we'll kick it off here with Aaron, your best bet, because I'm interested to see how you're going to explain this one.
Okay, well, my best bet actually scratched at Gulfstream. I was really pissed. I liked Wara. I can't remember what race it was. Fourth race, sixth race, something like that.
Fourth race.
Fourth race, sixth horse. Right. So then I scrambled, and then I thought about a lot of different things in the NHL. I settled on this. I'm going to go with over 31.5 goals scored tonight in the NHL. That's right. So the total goals from all the games need to be over 31.5. I think we've got high-scoring teams playing tonight, right? Papa Dude talked about the Jets and the Blues. That they've got a good chance to combine for a lot of goals. Fun fact, the Blues have allowed 3 goals in a period for, I think, 7 straight games now. I believe that's a record in the NHL. So
thank God they're not facing Tage Thompson, or else we'd really be in trouble.
It's still bad news because the Jets can put the puck in the net. The Blues are scoring at least, so that'll be a high-scoring game. You have the Lightning and the Predators should be a high-scoring game. Toronto and the Kings, I talked about. I want to go over in that game because the Kings can really score. Maple Leafs at home. Panthers, they can put the puck in the net. And then Dallas, obviously, with a good offense as well. So I think there's going to be a lot of goals scored tonight. I messed around with 3 or 4 different parlays, and I just didn't like them quite enough because some of these road teams like the Predators tonight, they could go in and beat the Lightning, you know. The Kings are a decent team. They could go score a bunch of goals and beat the Maple Leafs. So just couldn't settle on anything. And finally, I looked at these teams that were playing and like, these teams can score. And scoring's been up in the NHL. So I'm going to go over 31.5 goals tonight scored in the NHL.
We're looking for some 9-4 and 8-2 finals like we had last night to get the job done nice and quickly here. Only problem with this bet means we have to stay up until the last puck. That's the bet. So every game matters. Now, if we can get it out of the way early, then that would be nice.
Here's good news. The latest game starts at 7:30 Central tonight. And there is no late game.
There we go. Yeah. There we go. I love it. All right, Papa Dude, throw a parlay at us.
Okay. So first of all, Isaac, you want us to ask questions. Aaron and I will be on at 1:00 this afternoon. And for you Oakland people, you want to make sure you tune in. So Isaac will answer all your questions at 1:00 this afternoon.
Yep.
Be there. All right. Aaron, how many hockey games are there tonight?
There are 5 tonight.
5. Okay. 10 goals are going to get scored in a Blues game.
You got over 21.5 in 4 games then.
Oh, so you got to get a little over 5 goals in the other 4. I like your bet. I think that's going to come in. That's going to be good. 3 goals in a period for how many games in a row?
I think it's 7.
That's unbelievable.
That's not good.
No. All right. Yeah. We already mentioned the first part of my parlay tonight. I'm a little worried about Ohio State beating Rutgers. Mike's not, so that makes me feel, well, I don't know if that makes me feel better or not. But anyway.
Killing me, Papa Dude.
Oh, I'm just kidding. Now I'm going with a hockey game that I feel pretty comfortable in, and that'll be the one that probably nails me tonight. Dallas is at home. They play extremely well at home. Ottawa is playing better, but they don't play as well on the road. So I've got Dallas over Ottawa as the second part of the parlay. And come on, Buckeyes, get the Scarlet Knights as the other one. So if we can catch that one, that's plus 111 to go with what we did last night. I'll be riding high. So that's what I got tonight.
All right, let's head to Thursday Night Football. We've got a barn burner of the game. The Las Vegas Raiders sitting at 5-7 and have an outside shot at making the playoffs. It's kind of crazy right now, but sitting at 5-7 with an outside shot at making the playoffs, heading into Los Angeles for a de facto home game for the Raiders. You're going to see about 80% black for this one here because there are so many Raiders fans in LA. This game is now up to 7. It opened at 5.5. It's been bet up throughout the week. It was 6 yesterday, all the way to 7 now. Total sitting at 43.5. Papa Dude, we'll start with you. Who do you like here, Raiders or the Rams?
Huge game tonight for the Raiders because you mentioned it, and Aaron and I mentioned it on our show the other night. They got a shot. Mm-hmm. I think they have to win them all. They definitely have to win 4 of the last 5. They got to win this one. If they lose tonight, they're out. So this is huge for them. What do the Rams have to play for? Pride. That's it. And when you're a Super Bowl defending champion, playing for pride kind of is a letdown here. So the Raiders are playing better. They got to be kicking themselves for a couple of games they let get away early in the season. I'm with you. The points might be a little dicey. I don't know if they win by 7 or not. I think I would bet something else. And I think you've got it there, Mike. So I like the Raiders tonight. I think they're going to win.
Yeah, I wanted to lay it with the Raiders, and then I realized I don't like laying a touchdown with shitty teams, and that's kind of what the Raiders are here. We saw the Rams last week. They were frisky against Seattle, although that was kind of like their Super Bowl, which is ironic because they won the Super Bowl last year. But in a lot of ways, that was their Super Bowl. They picked up Wagner from Seattle. He wanted to go to LA to win a Super Bowl. This is all falling apart, but he got a chance to play Seattle down there at home. And they basically ran through a wall for him that game. I thought their effort was through the roof. It's going to be tough to come back 4 days after that tough loss. To me, what jumped out here was the Raiders team total. I'm going to make that my best bet of the day here. Team total is over 24.5. The Raiders have 7 yards per play on offense the last 3 games. 7 yards per offensive snap. That is wild. The NFL average is 5.5. Devontae Adams playing well. You've got Josh Jacobs playing for his contract. They're clicking on every cylinder. This Rams team, they like to give up points. They've given up more than 26 in 5 of their last 6 games. And I'm just not sure how much effort's going to be left on the Rams side. Additionally, they've turned the ball over twice in the last 2 games since Stafford was out. So I wouldn't be shocked if we get some short fields here for the Raiders. The problem with the Raiders is their defense is awful too. So I could see this ended up in a shootout and the Raiders not covering. I would rather just take the Raiders team total over here, see them get to at least 25 points in this spot. Aaron, what do you think of this Raiders-Rams game?
I really like your bet, and I have been so impressed with Josh Jacob over these last 3 weeks. I think he's been a big, big difference maker. He seems to be turning it on. The Seattle game, he was just fantastic. So I like your bet. I think it's good. I think it's smart, and I think it is the safest play, if there is such a thing, of what you could do tonight. I'm just with you guys. The NFL, though, sometimes these teams that don't have anything to play for, they do still show up and play well. That's the one scary thing. But after a really good effort by the Rams for what they are right now, short week, I know it's at home, but like you said, it's more like a home game for the Raiders. I'm with you guys. I just don't see how the Rams are going to show up and play hard, well, whatever you want to call it. And I just think the Raiders, with everything to play for, play a really good game and win. I'm with you guys. 7 is a lot to lay, but I think the Raiders are going to get the job done. And they got a break because if they played the Rams next week, I would imagine they would lose. But this week, I think the Raiders get it done.
Yeah, one of the situations where the short week actually may really benefit the Raiders here, even though they have a significantly worse head coach in Josh McDaniels. All right, let's jump over to the best bets and close this puppy out. Here we go. We got Papa Dude taking Ohio State and the Stars, the moneyline parlay plus 111. Aaron, NHL goals over 31.5. I'm going to take the Raiders team total over 24.5. 1 and 2 for the week, down $100. For the year, down $378. Hopefully we reverse that here. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place, with our best bets around the sports and horse racing world. Good luck with whatever you're playing.